Hi, welcome back to Renee with Real Estate. Hope everyone is doing well.
Welcome back.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
Good. 2023.
Whoa, wow.
Wow.
Just
It's
flew.
weird that we're in the new year.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I even wrote 2022 on my notes. Like that's how much I'm not really thinking about 2023 yet.
How many people still write their okay, who writes checks? But if you do,
Right.
still putting like and then you hand it in, they're like, we can't accept this, it's expired.
No, it does not work. So take a little adjusting.
Yes, it's fine. We're here.
So moving into 2023, something amazing happened at the end of 2022.
It's so many amazing things.
So
but
many amazing things.
one of the very last minute probably happened a little quickly from when I'm talking to the broker.
Right?
But yeah, we launched it in our
We launched it in
24th country, and it's
24th.
Dubai. Which is so funny because I have a friend or friends, number of Facebook friends. It seems to be a destination. Like
Yeah.
Dubai's become this hot spot, or maybe it hasn't become, and I just became aware of what a hot spot it is. Because did you ever think about Dubai really before?
No.
I mean, we do live in America, but it just wasn't when I thought of where to go.
Yeah, you hear about it, we don't really think to go.
It's
So.
yes, we ended up being the 24th country that launched on December 19th.
Yeah.
And I was actually talking to the broker. Her name is Fani. She's lovely, super successful agent in Dubai. Been there 19 years. Opened a number of different brokerages. She's amazing. And she's spearheading this for us in Dubai, and she was saying how they think they jumped the gun a little bit because you have to have all the things set up. And when you launch in a new country, you've got to have all the legalities handled. And one of the things that you have to do is they need to have an escrow bank account where the money is for the company to go in and out, and that wasn't finalized. So they've got people trying to join in, and they're having to be on hold because we haven't been allowed. But she goes, it should be done today. I was like, details.
Right.
Details.
I mean, and the market is pretty insane over there too, from what I hear.
Yeah. And apparently it's actually been insane.
Yeah.
They've got a huge amount of development going on over there. Dubai itself, I don't think is very large.
Right.
They took up kind of the size of that country. It's not like it's massive.
Okay.
But they're doing a lot of they call it, so it's interesting. Here in America, we would say new builds or new construction. They call it off-plan.
Off-plan.
But that's actually more specific because I think here in town, what we've done here is probably more off-plan than new builds, because off-plan means you're looking at a photo and then you're looking at a pile of dirt.
Oh, how interesting.
So it's you're buying off a plan, right? So you're looking at what it's supposed to be, and then you're investing, and who knows, I haven't actually gotten this far with many of the agents, but I'm curious, is it so off plan that the builder's actually waiting for the monies to come in to then have the money to build, right? Or have they leveraged themselves to build it and then they're being paid back by the people that buy, or because there was a lot of conversation trust is a big factor. I think trust is a factor in any transaction, but trust is a big factor over there in terms of purchasing, because if the agent the one agent is saying if they don't trust you or they're not confident in your skill set or in the builder, so if they've done the research and they're not confident, it's hard to sell off plan. And they said an off plan is also hard because of how long it takes to close. And I was like, well, we understand that because we've got that one close just it's supposed to finally go in February, and it's supposed to close when May last year.
Yeah, I was say it was pretty far back.
So I was like, we know a lot about that. I think it's different reasons maybe, but yeah. So there are actually agents that I've learned only sell off plan, and then there's agents that only sell what they call it secondary market.
Interesting.
Where we would say resale, right? So it's so fun to get into these countries and learn what is that? I was even told, because although the one guy actually used American language, but I found out he lived here. He's in Dubai, but the broker, Danielle was quick to say, "Right, everyone's a broker." So if you are a licensed agent, you are also a broker. So the delineation is everyone's a broker, but some are broker owners, and then some are broker team leads. So broker team leads will have brokers, which is so funny because our definition of broker is so esteemed. So when you say everyone's a broker, it's wah. So boring. so sad. Yeah. She's like, it takes you 2 years. I was like, here it's actually 3 before you can be a broker.
Wow. Okay.
So this is super fascinating. But yeah, the secondary market, some of them only sell secondary. And I said to the couple of them, like, why distinguish one from the other? It didn't make any sense to me why you would actually focus just on one. Like, we've talked about this endlessly in our market. We're just here to help people. Like,
right, like, yeah, I mean,
if it's new build, if it's like whatever it is, we're just here to serve you and help you accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. So it's like, why would you choose one market over the other? Or, you know, it seems very prestigious to say that you work, like, they all like to be quick to tell you they work with a developer. You know, and it's kind of, I think maybe like people here were like, I work with a builder.
right, exactly.
Right? They work with a developer.
We always like you've got something available to sell.
Or moving, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where are you going to go when the developer's done?
Right.
Like, you can't rest your
You're
laurels
resting all,
on,
yeah, everything's on that one thing.
there's going to be nowhere to go after that.
No, so this is the second marketplace to open in the Middle East in addition to Israel.
So I didn't know about Israel. Yeah, so I actually thought, you just corrected me, I thought Dubai was the first, but Israel is actually the first.
Yeah, Israel was
What
the
year
first.
was that?
Let's see. I mean, it would have been before 2022 because
I think
there's
2021,
yeah, because we opened 6 markets in 2022.
which is so mental.
Yeah, Dominican Republic, Greece, New Zealand, Chile, and Poland.
They've hustled.
They hustled. Yeah.
Hustle. Yeah, so as it is part of the gateway to the Middle East. So like the idea is that we'll eventually be launching in all countries that make sense in the Middle East in the next 4 to 5 years, is from what I understand. So a lot of these people in Dubai can actually be spearheading some of that launch
Right. No,
into the
exactly.
rest of the Middle, which is what I've been sharing with them over in Dubai. I'm like, you know, you could be a forerunner. Because, you know, Dubai is kind of a bit of a melting pot. So everyone I've talked to is like, yeah, I'm not from here. I moved here this many years ago, that many. Like, it's almost like, are any of you local? Like, or is this entire city made up of like foreign nationals, you know? And then one guy was really fascinating because, you know, Nigeria, Czech, Morocco, like Dunia is from Morocco. Like, no one's from Dubai.
Right.
So it's like,
yeah.
but they said, you know, Dubai, the primary language there, though it's an Arabic country, the primary language is actually English. And I had somebody whose first language is Arabic and said, he told me, so what's fascinating is, though it's an Arabic country, you couldn't move here and only speak Arabic and survive. You have to know English. And then apparently a lot of Middle Eastern countries are teaching, like you go to school and you learn Arabic and English. Like that's they're taught, which is why so many can speak it. And some of them better than others. And it's just fascinating, like, there's a guy that's like, yeah, my mentor is a Canadian, he's been here for 19 years. Like, so did something happen in Dubai like 20 years ago? Like, I feel like everyone's been there for like 20
Right,
years.
we're
Did
just
Dubai just get born 20 years ago? Like, what was Dubai doing?
We're just finding out.
Yeah, like all of a sudden these people are moving there and now all of a sudden, like, yeah, it's pretty
I
wild.
have no idea. I mean, that's great for the sake of being able to recruit because you know you're going to go speak to people that can speak English.
And then also speak another language in areas that we're going into.
Yeah.
You know, like
No,
seeing
that is
the
huge.
feature of that expansion and being able to, you know, because that's what's so crazy. So something else that's fascinating is most of Dubai's market broker owners, most of the relationships are 50-50.
Okay.
So if you work for any company in Dubai, it's 50-50. The split goes down if you have another player. So like, if you had a listing with a developer and you brought the buyer, it's 50-50 with your broker. But if you have, you know, it's 50-50 with the agent and then you're 50-50 with the broker. So like the shares work with us here. But I mean, the only 50-50s we have here is if you're on a team.
Right.
Like that, I've yet to meet an agent over there that isn't 50-50. And I was like, and I'm like, 50-50. I'm like, so you do all the hard work, make all the calls, like they're the workhorses, make all the calls, and you're going home with someone's just sitting there handing you numbers, which you could find probably on your own, and then you're paid them to, you know, half what you make.
So how have the conversations gone in terms of explaining the model to agents that are over there currently?
Oh my gosh, I think it's unbelievable. The challenge is, because our company is built on a monthly fee. So the way that we designed the company was not that you had to go out and generate, you know, you had to go out and pay for different things to be successful. They determined, like, these are the things you need to be successful.
Right.
This is what it's going to cost a month, and we're going to bring the cost way down because we have a group doing this, and so that is the only place that I've got and I wouldn't say pushback, but kind of hung up. Like some of them are like, yeah, I'm trying to swallow that 1,500. Hold on. Cannot think how they say it's not denari, it's their currency. They said it to me a couple times, and I'm like, say it again. What do you call it?
Say something
Again. I was like, what's that word? And it actually translates to $400 US a month, which is significantly higher than what we pay here, which I found fascinating. But like I told you, it could have to do with the fact that like his average sale is like 10 to 15,000 a deal. So it's a higher market there than here. I don't know. And maybe it'll shift as it grows, who knows. But that's otherwise like the 80-20, like I'm like, you guys, you keep 80, the broker takes 20. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah. And then you can cap when you've paid into that 20%, 50,000. I can see the word. It starts with a D. You're watching and everyone's going to be posting below.
Right, exactly.
Yes. Once you've got 50,000 of those, you're 100% commission. It's like they can't process that. They're like, what? You know, there's a fee. So like, what? I think it's $250 for each deal once you cap. Yeah. And it's still $250 over there. Oh, and then also, by the way, you get ownership of the company. They're gonna be stocks and your shareholder. They're like it's like head spinning. Like it's like, what's the catch? And it's like and the catch is you've got to buy into the company. Like you've got to leave where you are. You've got to join this company, and there's a monthly fee. But you know what's fascinating about? And I said this to one guy. I was like, let's be honest. If you have no skin in the game, you're not going to work.
No.
So when you have skin in the game, and you know you've got bills coming, you tend to hustle more than somebody who has no skin in the game. Who's just like float by. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something to be said about that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it seems like 1,500 would be a lot, but I was like, if you're pulling in I was like, it's a drop in the bucket when you're making 40K. And that 40K was like 50-50. I said, if you're at 80-20, you could pay for the whole year off of the extra.
Seriously, I mean,
you could pay the whole year off the extra 30% you're getting off that next deal you close. You know, like it's just,
so
but it's new, so it's getting people to wrap their mind around. I feel like I understand how hard it was when they introduced it in America.
Right.
Where the average agent in America is like, what?
And some that still have a hard time with it. So
there's still agents in the US I talk to on a regular basis. $80 a month. It's like, really?
Like, were you not paying dues for an office?
I don't. Yeah. Like one guy's telling me how he's got office dues. Like he's got to pay for a desk. He's with Remax, so he's got a desk fee. He's got this fee, that fee. I'm like, they want $1,500 from you, and they're going to give you all this. Like Property Finder is kind of out there, or Zillow.
Okay.
But I guess they have to pay into that to use it, and so that's included. And they get a CRM with it, they get a website with it, they get a lot of the same things we get, but there's just the Dubai version.
Right.
So I'm finding some interested people, and it's actually what I'm enjoying most, as I always do, is just getting to know people on the other side of the world, getting to talk about different. Yeah, it's so crazy.
No, I love that. So I actually did not know this, but Dubai actually boasts the world's tallest building.
For real?
Yeah. So Dubai is commonly compared to Singapore and Hong Kong as an exciting modern city with unique futuristic architecture and ultra-modern skyscrapers, even boasting the world's tallest building.
And how tall?
2,700 feet, so 160 stories.
There's no way.
So
I was in New York City last year and went to the top of the Vanderbilt line, which was 101 stories.
It was a lot.
Dude, like, you're just there swaying in the breeze. I was like, and I got to the top, I'm like, what did I do this for? like, why am I up here? Like, I can't imagine 60. Is it, now, from what I think Vanderbilt one is truly just like an observatory.
Yeah.
I think I literally shot like a cannon from the first floor to the 99th floor or something like that. Yeah. So I can't, like, 160.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
But how tall were the towers? I don't think they were 160. I think it was 120.
Yeah. So they also have several man-made islands, one of which is shaped like a palm tree, offering beaches, residents, and hotels. Clearly, we need to be in Dubai. So I don't know what we're still doing here. We're gonna have to take a trip.
Just book that ticket right now. Well, so this is what I started out talking about. Is that like I've been on before we were launching Dubai because we know how our phones are listening.
Right.
Because they're always listening. Yes, I'm talking about Dubai.
Right.
Did I even start this thing? I don't even know if I did, Chad. He's like, if you didn't, it's fine. I didn't start it. So I was watching, like, a friend went to Dubai and he stayed in one of these hotels, and you're talking about, like, everything seemed, like, futuristic. It was like how I felt as a kid watching the Jetsons. Like, just aged myself way there. But, like,
it's okay.
it was that, like, you know, are cars flying yet in Dubai?
Imagine they'd be there first.
It just seemed like Dubai was like, and so and what's shocking to me is because it is so small that they're developing so much. I'm like, well, where are you developing? It's just mental to me. Something else that was really fascinating and that I learned is that a lot of the broker owners, they will only give somebody space to work. Like, okay, so if this is Dubai, there's a place called the Marina, and the Marina is where our offices are in Dubai.
Okay.
In the Marina Tower Plaza, but I guess it's called the Marina, like the space. Kind of like you go to New York and there's Brooklyn, and
Right.
like that kind of thing. So the Marina, if you work for this company and they assign you to the Marina, you're like now a Marina specialist. But let's say you're to buy something big, right? So like let's say you're out and you meet somebody that's in another section of Dubai. I'm at a loss for what another one would be, but another section, and you meet them, you can't help them because they're not buying in the Marina. You have to refer it to someone else in your company.
Okay.
And the frustration with the one guy I was talking to is that, like, I'm referring to someone else. I could have closed them. And we've experienced this all the time. You connect with someone for a reason, but then if you pass them to someone else, that connection may not be the same, and then they go off and find someone else, and you just lost the whole deal. That's why it's so hard when you refer, because you don't know what kind of an agent they are. And this is actually what the agent was saying to me, that I refer it out. I don't know if they work like me, think like me. Like, I would have got the deal done, and then all of a sudden I'm not getting paid on this thing that I found. And like, so the frustration. I was like, well, why are they doing that? Like, why would a broker owner want to even cut someone off like that at the knees? Because they're still making money off of what you do.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't
Exactly.
they want?
Why would that matter?
And apparently he said they just want somebody there has this idea of specialization, and it's like you're specialized in this area. And I'm like, I feel like we naturally do this in this area anyway. Like, we kind of know our areas the best,
Right.
but no one says to me, I can't go work in Nelson County because that Nelson County is in my sphere.
Right.
But I might go to Nelson County and be like, yeah, well, I don't know a lot about this, But then I learn. Like, that's how you learn and grow. So it just seems like some of the brokers are very limiting. So our company doesn't say that. It's like, you work for yourself, you brand yourself, you are the brand. And and it's funny too, because there's still a stigma in Dubai, and not just Dubai, like in some other areas, that like, oh, I need to work with this company because they have this prestige, or like they're buying the brand ideology. Like, we're still not, and I feel like, culture's moving towards you are the brand, and away from this corporate branding idea, which is what I love about eXp, because they're like, you can use our brand, but we're really happy for you to brand yourself and just stick us in the corner, like, give us some credit down here.
Yeah.
But they're really pro the agent being the brand, and one of the guys that I was talking to was so stuck on, can't even think of the name of the company because I've never heard of it before, but he's like, it's UK, it's luxury, it's blah, blah, blah. So I said, let me ask you a question. And he goes, what? I'm like, when people work with you, have they come to work with you because you work for that company, or is it because they know, like, and trust you? And it's like a bus hit him. He was like, well, it's because they like, and I'm like, right. I was like, so what exactly is that brand giving you except a security blanket? You feel like it's building your business. I'm like, do they give you leads? He's like, not really. And I'm like, then you're doing all the work under their name, and they're getting all the credit.
Yeah.
I was like, because that was ultimately the issue I had when I moved to eXp. I did a little, like, every time I did an open house, or every time I got a client, I would say, hey, what made you choose me? I would just straight up ask, because I wanted to know. I'm like, we did advertising, so I'd ask, like, oh, with open houses, I'd say, hey, how did you find out about this open house? Realtor and Zillow was always the answer. The one broker I had would make us pay for newspaper splashes.
Right.
Never once was the newspaper why they knew about that open house. I was like, why would I pay for? And I was upset because I didn't want to pay for the newspaper.
Right.
I'd rather put my money somewhere else, but that was his rule. That's this thing with broker owners, or in our area, brokers. They have things that they want you to do, and they don't always serve the individual agent. Sometimes it just serves the brokerage, you know. And then they want me to pay the advertising for his broker name. My name was nowhere on it. It was his company, and I'm like, why am I pushing your company? Like, I've not got one lead from you, not one call from you. Anyone that works with me, I've convinced to work because of my skill set and my abilities. So this is the same thing I'm telling these Dubai agents. I'm like, you're building something on your sweat, blood, sweat, and tears. Use your name.
Absolutely.
Like, use your name. Build a name for yourself.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
so
fascinating.
amazing.
It's just so fascinating. A lot of conversations this week, like so many.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's definitely moving and shaking over there. I feel like it's gonna be quick. So
It's gonna, that country will fly.
It's gonna be awesome. Well, and now just to close on that, as a reminder, eXp now has 86,000 agents.
I think it's 80.
Is it 88 now?
Like,
No.
probably since you typed this.
That's how fast people are joining eXp.
That's globally. And so
yeah.
that's the other thing too. Like, the one guy was talking about Dubai, and he was like, well, no one knows you here. No one knows the company. I said, that's a double-edged sword. It's a good thing and a bad thing. I said, it's a good thing because you could be at the very beginning of the best thing that ever happened. It's a bad thing because it's a bad thing if you see it as a bad thing.
Right.
Because you think nobody knows it.
Yeah.
I said, but most people are not walking into an office anymore that's labeled Remax or whatever and wanting to use you for that reason. I said, and the few that want to go with a brand name, let them. That doesn't delineate, it doesn't take away anything from what you might be able to accomplish. And at least this way, you're in a company that's looking to see you thrive, not looking to make you a workhorse, you know? And that's the best thing about it. And there's just 6 years of training they have in Dubai, like, literally, and Dania is like, I would be available to help you grow your business. Like, the thing about our companies, they're very giving.
Yeah.
Here's everything that we know, take it. The one thing that the billionaire mindset, which one of the top guys at our company said that stuck with me, he's like, I will tell you every single one of my secrets. He said, and he goes, and people are like, aren't you worried about spilling your secrets and telling me how you did what you did? He's like, no. He's like, because I'm going to tell you, and most of you in here will never do a thing about it. And that's why today, like, we had a guy come in and say, like, 90% of agents fail because 90% of agents aren't going to do what you need to do to succeed. It's just not.
No, that's not gonna do it.
So once you are, we're looking for them to grow globally and have a good time with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. That was amazing.
It's exciting.
You ready?
We have a fun fact about Dubai.
Hey, fun fact. It is not about Dubai.
Oh shoot. Okay.
It's
It's just
okay.
about real estate.
It's a real estate.
Sweet.
So, here we go. Fun fact. I would be very curious if you were aware of this. Let's see.
I probably wasn't. Most of the time I'm like, what?
Right. So 79% of Americans consider owning a home. The average age for all home buyers in the U.S. is 47 years old, while the average home seller is 57. This is according to Bloomberg
That's fair.
and the NAR.
Wow. The
Yeah.
average. So I was under average for purchase,
Yeah.
and you're still in the running.
So and the average American is likely to move 12 times in their lifetime.
Okay, I've seen that happen.
I've exceeded
Chad does.
in multiple states.
You have double that. Like, you double that. We're trying to get you a little more grounded. What we're trying to do is get Chad to move, to not move, but just start to buy.
Right, exactly.
Like, stop moving.
Yeah, just start investing.
Yes. Stop just blowing through states and countries.
Oh, no.
Start like, I like this place.
Yeah.
Let's get a place,
Right.
try it out, and rent it if I don't care.
Exactly.
You know, like, yeah. And apparently we still got time to do that.
Exactly, plenty of time to do that.
So, thank you for taking that.
Yes, absolutely.
We hope you enjoyed this. If you're in Dubai or know anyone in Dubai, have them send us a message, reach out to us. We'd love to talk.
All right, thanks guys.
Cheers.
See you next week.